Hello, I'm trying to record Agito tutorial, something like that. I'll try to do it to my best understanding of a game as of now, because I spent some time already trying to re-record this. Well, even either I'm getting too good of a random or just goes as it goes. So let's begin. Um, we need approximately 30, 38. Well, you don't really need that much. You can still do it with 30 hits, but preferably you want to have one full death sword plus extra death sword or at least broadsword. Um, Perfect scenario, you have a fire sword or at least some parts of it, and it deals static, stable damage because death sword is a random damage. Mm, I will try to start with a bow. I have a bow call. Can and will use a bow finish the boss. I would say basically boss is on a timer plus on a health threshold. So let me try to explain it as I said to my best understanding as of now. We're starting in front of a Agito, and there is a frame or maybe a couple frames where you can squeeze one exact attack. The thing with Agito, to damage him, we need to do a vertical swing. Horizontal swings don't reach him. And we always want to deal damage in front, like we're standing right now, like in front. Not from the left or not from the right. Because if we're doing damage from the sides, the head moves further from us, and we need to move in order to hit the boss again. Because waiting for the head to come back to the middle is longer. And as I said, boss is slightly on a timer and on a health threshold. I'll try to explain as much as I know right now. So let's try to squeeze a swing because I have enough sword hits. If you don't have enough sword hits, you don't try to squeeze a hit. Pretty simple. I didn't move forward enough for the hit. So the boss starts, and we already see the spawning on the left. Let's move to the left. We see enemy. It disappears, but well, it's there. Right here. We have 4 spots. 2 here on the left, exactly here and here. And 2 on the right. Same identical mirrored way. Agito is vulnerable only when there are no tentacles. So our goal is to remove tentacles as fast as possible. We are looking into bow example. So if you don't have enough sword hits, probably you don't wanna menu in because it probably isn't gonna be isn't is not going to be fast enough compared to spirits just simply doing damage. So let's pretend I don't have enough sword hits. I'll just call the bow and try to proceed. Not hitting the tentacles by yourself in a bow strategy is slower. Well, for obvious reasons. So we're trying to call the bow and we're trying to call it somewhere around here. As I said, our goal is to hit the head from the front. You can see that I use the command on a bow and he starts to attack. You press summon button once and a bow starts to attack. If the bow is already in an attack animation, because the bow is, and you, well, yeah, bow, whenever it's attacking, it doesn't want to listen. So you have to time it pretty well. As soon as he is summoned, press the button. And he'll start to attack. If all hits reach, you'll need to press the button twice. Once for the half HP and the second time for another half HP. So usually we're able to squeeze from 6 to 7 hits. Sometimes it goes to 5. But shouldn't worry you much. Our goal is just to do as much damage as possible. You can see that blobs are spawning whenever we're hitting the head, and well, usually they spawn from left. Or maybe I'm just that lucky, I don't know. But it's not a big deal. Whenever you run into them, you press the hit button and Ali just kicks them away, and that's enough. The second tentacle goes and rises up from the bottom right there. So we're going to move to the right and call the bow on around the or approximate same range for him to reach and destroy the tentacle. You could see I just kicked the slime and I hit the tentacle. It's great. Damage is amplified if the damage is dealt from enemy to enemy. So the friendly fire damage is amplified for the enemies only. Our sword is going low, and so we want to switch to another one because we don't want to lose time while swinging. We want to do a consecutive swings, vertical swings, so the boss doesn't reset. I can't really explain what does it mean to reset, but just keep in mind that we're quote unquote on a timer, and the boss have a serpent summoning cycle that we want to skip. I'll try to show it later. So right now we're called the bow, switching to sword. We see that there is a blob on the left, and if you see the blob is close, you have two choices. You can vertical swing it yet again, because if I remember correctly, broad swing doesn't reach. And then position yourself as fast as possible in front of a head. As soon as head invulnerability frames are gone, you want to be swinging. The first frame is possible, you want to be swinging because we're kinda on the timer. So I called the bow, kicked, and I still have enough time to make a command. I'm doing it right now. We can see that one blob didn't deal enough damage, and we still have to do second command. On the second try, on the second attempt to cut off the head, we have from 3 to 4 hits, usually from 3 to 4, before boss HP goes to the half or less than half right now. It's good that it's less than half. That's why we got only 3 hits. If it's not going, if it stopped exactly on a half, we got a 4th hit or something like that, and we go above and beyond, if it's possible. So the next tentacle is going to be spawned right here on the left. So the same pattern, move to the left, make sure the blobs are not on the way, spawn bow, move to the right. You can swing the sword if you have enough hits. Again, I could hit at least once or twice, usually you hit twice, and then do a finishing command with a bow. Don't forget to position yourself exactly in front of the boss. So the attacks of the boss finally coming. Fire Breath. It deals exactly half HP or 100 HP. We have 200 if you didn't pick up any hearts. If you pick up any hearts, it amplifies your damage too, but you won't notice it before you pick up around 8-10 hearts, something like that. So usually you don't wanna do it because you lose time on the pickups. If you're standing right in front, or not exactly right in front, but more closer to the head, you will need to slightly move backwards or jump backwards. His attack is not exactly, well, it's jumpable. Let's say it like that. You can jump over it. And usually it swings from middle to the left or from middle to the right. It can swing in other directions too, but if you're in front or somewhere in front, like here or here, he will swing, he will do the breath from left to right or from right to left. Usually, if you're standing on the left, then the swing will be from center to the left. And of course, if you're on the right, from center to the right. Well, not if, just try to jump over it. So you know if you are standing here, you need to jump to the right, and if you're standing to the right, you need to jump on the left. If you are standing exactly in center or something like that, the fire breath might take a surprise hit on you, our goal is to not get hit. And the main reason is because we're somewhat on a timer, and if we don't hit the head while frames of invulnerability are off, we can trigger an extra cycle of serpent spawning. Yeah. So usually we're not able to squeeze another hit here. Um, which cycle is it? After a second serpent, right? We hit enough times. And HP went from the half and lower. Only then boss attacks. Before that, doesn't. What else? Yeah, you can't squeeze attack here, if I remember correctly. There's no. So if you have a food for bow, feed it. If you don't, I think it's alright. Still alright. You can see that we have enough sword swings. We can hit our tentacle a couple times, and after a bow call, hit one command, and still should be enough. So the third spawn should be on the top right here. Pulling the bow, hitting 2 times, and that's what can happen is that you kill the tentacle. And why I'm saying it happens, because the death ward does random damage. And we don't really want this. So that's why it's kinda risky to do. So right now we need to dodge, and this should be the final wave. The Agito should die right now. Yeah. What happens is that I failed. I didn't play a game for a while. I forgot that the jump button is on the other button. It doesn't really matter. It's better for the explanation. Right now we're getting the serpent cycle. Preferably, you don't want to see it. But if you're doing something slow, or if you're getting hit exactly at this stage by the fire breath, you're getting the cycle. I don't really know if it's timed, if there is any strict timer, but some coders can find it out. It's not my obligation, right? I don't know. Agito gained invulnerability state and does a 4 serpent spawn. 1 from the left, 2 from the left, and 2 from the right. On clockwise. Top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left. So what you can do, optimize. You can leave the bow in exactly that location, in a mirrored one right there. If you spawned it right there, on a third tentacle, right, that we just did, it can stay there, and whenever tentacle spawns, you just press attack. You know that it will spawn off screen anyways, so we just know that it spawns and press attack. I'll kill the left tentacle myself and wait for the last tentacle on the left. And again, I'll hit it twice. Or no, I won't even hit it because I have nowhere to rush. This is... After this, you should 100% be done with the boss after this cycle. Boss spawns more tentacles, it's your fault. That's what can I say. So let's eat and do the fight. You can see that head moved slightly, baiting us into attack, but actually tentacle spawns, so I already pressed the button. You can see HP going down. The one tentacle already destroyed. I'm going for the second one. Well, actually, I can do it in like this. Okay. You can see that I'm preemptively jumping over it, even if it's not going in my direction. Just stop yourself in time if you're seeing that it's not going in your direction. And that's it. The boss is destroyed. Let's try to get a cycle that I'm doing in world record. We're just doing it slightly faster, and that's it. Because I'm afraid that I'll kill the tentacle, I didn't try to do it, to do another swing. If you see that from the first hit HP doesn't go below half HP, or is not at half HP exactly, you can do another swing freely. And it's done. If you're doing everything correctly, no extra spawns, no nothing. You used 30 or around that hits, you're safe. But try to have more than 30, because sometimes you're gonna hit into invulnerability frames, or maybe you'll be hitting blobs, water blobs that look like ladies, with a sword swing, because switching in a menu is not that fast. You preferably want to be in a game all the time, not in the menu. And that's it. Let's now do the same thing with Ifrit. So you can do it with Ifrit. And how do I do it? Well, you just look at it. I'll try to explain if explanation needed. So you'll throw in the hyper bombs because we have a lot of them. Don't switch to the sword right away. You can move your cursor before, so you can quick swap. Don't fail the summon. I think I failed the summon right now, but hopefully not. Okay. You damage the tentacle with a bomb. It does a lot of damage. Switch to the sword. Fire will finish the work. So fire doesn't really do anything to the tentacle. to the head. I think he can't reach. What do we do now? Either you preemptively send fire to the right, or send it, of course, after the head goes into invulnerable state. So, little knowledge of the fire spirit. Double tap to send fire somewhere. It sends fire to the point, to the direction where you are looking right now as an ally. You're looking right, pressing double tap, it goes to the right. Looking left, double tap, it goes to the left. So also fire is on a leash. So we saw that fire was here, I was here. I tried to move to the right because tentacle is on the right. And because I want to trigger the leash. As soon as leash is triggered, fire is gonna move fast towards us. And as soon as you see that frames are aligning on the level where tentacle is spawned here, you just double tapping to the right. Same here, just send to the left. Right here, the fire will be probably on the bottom, so you just send him twice to the right and once to the top. And just like that, without any issues, finishing the boss. What if your cycle got interrupted and you did it slowly? You do the same as you do with the bow, because spawn is the same. Goes, I remind you, on the clock twice: top left, top right, bottom right, bottom left. So you yourself going to the left, start hitting the tentacle, and try to send fire to the right. Because there will be frames where he's flying to the right. You will have a swing or two at a tentacle. And you need to send fire twice. And if you want fire spirit to be hold for some time on a place, you can press summoning button once. So the fire spirit does a breath. It's like a couple seconds. He stays on the same place and breathes. Useless attack, but very useful to hold the spirit on one same place. What else? Yeah, I guess that's it. Let's do it more time with the fire, and let's fail the cycle. In a perfect world, you're trying to not get damaged, of course. You could see that the fire spirit moved from the left and was stuck for some time here. It's because he was on a leash and he wasn't able to reset. He was like on a leash right here. To reset, the fire spirit should hit some kind of point nearby Ali. I don't know exactly how this works, but you will feel it or understand it if you play. Can't really explain. So I think we did enough damage. We're just switching to another sword and sending fire to the right. So I took a hit. Oh, it's on the right. And failed the cycle. Let's try it. Of course you need enough spell power or something to feed the fire. But it should be, you should have enough. Usually you have several grapes in your inventory. Yeah, so let's try to do this. So I hope... No, I wasn't able to do it. With the fire it's slightly worse. Also, you need to remember that after fire finishes one of the tentacles off screen, it will rush towards you. So you need to look at the HP and send fire down or up, depending on when fire started. So it's harder than do it with a bow if you failed the cycle, but usually you don't fail the cycle. Well, let's say for the newbies, you probably want to use a bow. Simple, doesn't require you a lot of management. You just do it, right? With the fire, you can do it probably slightly faster. I even moved the timer, so we'll try to do it with the timer, but we'll see how it goes. No, so he started at the bottom, and the top one, the one is active. Easy victory. Let's try it with timer. That was risky. Well, I didn't time it in time, but 55 seconds. Let's see how it goes with fire. Oops. I have to switch the sword. Well, around the same time, right? I like to do it with a fire. Although, maybe... perfectly executed, I personally think with the fire it's faster. But you do your research yourself, I guess. What can I say? This video was already long enough. Okay, try to make an explanation as best as I could. Have a nice one.